What is good, everybody? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. On today's episode, we're going to be breaking down Ryan Poles finally going all in on Justin Fields, saying that he is going to be the starting quarterback. They're going to build around him. Was this the right time to make that decision? Was that the right call? Also, going to be breaking down the Lamar Jackson situation. We're going in depth on this smug. Does he deserve his money? And then finally, Goran Dragic has been waived by the Chicago Bulls. Was this time here good, memorable, bad? You let us know in the comments below. All that and more in today's episode of Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. What is good, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. I am your host, Pat the Designer. Of course, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P. Kid, and the man, the myth, the legend, Ringo J, the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan Adon in the building. What's good, boys?
What's good? What's good?
What's going on? You ready for the stir fry?
How y'all feeling?
It's not a stir fry. We've been talking about this for a little bit. It's not going to be a stir fry.
You about to get it now.
It's not going to be a stir fry.
This is why y'all gotta
be. It's split. It's split.
This is why y'all gotta be in the Discord. Join the Discord by clicking the link in the description below. You gotta be in the Discord because the smoke that starts in the Discord and makes it to the show is hilarious. But as always, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us, man. I need y'all to do me a favor real quick before we get the show started. I need y'all to go ahead and
want to blow something up? Huh? Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
You heard what Sue Young said. Push the goddamn button is actually what she said. Push the button, man. Appreciate you guys for showing support. Let's jump straight into this, man. Because this is we got news basically today at the draft combine, yesterday, when you guys are seeing this video at the draft combine, that the Bears are all in on Justin Fields. I don't think this is news that surprises anybody. I don't think this is news that shocks anybody. But Ryan Poles says that he's all in on Justin Fields, says that this is his quarterback of the future, that he's going to do everything he can to build around this quarterback. So I bring it to you guys. Do you like that Ryan Poles essentially has said, hey, we're all in on Justin, and we're probably going to, right, like if you're all in on Justin, you're probably going to trade the first round pick. We're probably trading this first round pick. You already know this at the draft combine. Do you boys like that he's come out with that information already?
I do. And the reason being is because of this. It's pretty much like I was saying when y'all was talking about this before. I watched Bryce Young every Saturday for the last two years when he's won the Heisman, and then last year when I told y'all I felt like he carried that year. In my opinion, Bryce Young has to have too many factors that go along with him being great, meaning he has to have a great offensive line to me. Not only that, but he also has to have at least some type of decent to good outside weapon, or some type of weapons that he needs. And right now, in terms of the Bears case, he doesn't have that. I like CJ Stroud. To me, is he better than Justin? Right now, no. And then after that, you take into account Will Levis. All I gotta say about that is Kentucky. Come on now. The other thing about it that I feel like was lost in this whole translation with the whole resetting of the clock and everything like that, and I kept telling him like he was trying to be slick, is this. Everybody's thinking about it from a business aspect, which I understand and I get that, right? I love that. But at the same time, we are talking about the on-the-field product. You've had multiple quarterbacks, even Patrick Mahomes included, where he goes on the shop and says, yeah, it's probably going to take you about 6 years to learn quarterback. And, I was still figuring out stuff in year 3. This is him coming off of a bowl. So while he's doing that, I can imagine somebody that almost broke Lamar's all-time rushing record going into this season, and you trading him. Also, when you coming out and saying that he's done it with his leg and he's about to do it with his arm, when they get the weapons, I can't fully see them, letting him go or resetting the clock to get somebody that you got to restart offensively, come in and learn the new scheme, learn the new system, learn, checks and everything like that coming into it. So, I already knew that was cap.
Kid, what's your thoughts?
All right, so I got to come in hot a little bit. One, let's break this all the way down. One, do I like what Ryan Poles did? Yes. Why? You made a decision. I can respect the man when he makes a decision, he stands by his decision, he puts all his energy into making that decision work. And Ryan Poles is in a very tough position. So right now, the first thing he has to do is make a decision. He did that. He committed to it. Boom, let's move. I'm good with that. Now here's the reality of the situation. When we talk about all the nuances of not only that decision, but we also talk about the different media outlets and what the different storylines have been. Ryan Poles was in an unenviable position. You have to look at it from both sides. Fan faithfuls will sit there and say, well, you can't sit there and why would you move off Justin so soon, this, that, and the other? Because you want to know why? From a business perspective, because guess what? Football is a business. You're going into year 3, you have no idea what you really have. And you have a lot of holes in your team. So guess what? Ryan Poles going into his second year, knowing that he has a lot of stuff to fix, knowing that he has so many years before he can actually have to sit there and have a conversation and say, hey, Justin, are you worth $30+ million a year? Yeah, it's something that you have to look down the barrel and say, hey, maybe we should consider moving off of him. Now, here's the thing. I'm happy he didn't. Don't get me wrong, but from the business of football and understanding it and understanding where we are as a team, we are in a full rebuild. I don't know if people understand that. This is not a retool. We're in a rebuild. And when you're in a full rebuild and you just have your new GM, by the way, the Bears are finally being ran like a football organization. Does anybody just forget that? Like, this is the first time that the GM and the president of football, all that stuff, wasn't just a bunch of people who were there 40 years ago. Like, this is the first time we're really building a organization. It's been a mom and pop shop this whole time. So yeah, there's a lot of, you have to consider all those angles. Now, here's the reality. Is CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, are they going to sit there and be better than Justin? No, they're not better than Justin right now. Justin's in year 3 of professional football. Those are amateurs. You can't compare the two. But if you look at their potential and see what they could look like, you could sit there and make the argument, hey, by year 3, they could possibly look just as good or better. You can make that argument. It don't sit well with some people. It don't make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, but that's just the truth. So at this point, whether it's the right decision or not, I don't care. You made a decision. And the one thing that it actually does is it gives Justin Fields confidence. Justin doesn't have to go the rest of this offseason talking about, am I going to be in a Bears uniform? Football, any type of sport, it's a lot of it is psychological. If he's sitting there wondering, hey, what the heck are we going to do? Yeah. This entire time, he really needs to be sitting there working with the guys in the offseason and stuff like that, being prepared for the new guys that we brought. We're totally going to ruin his confidence. And you don't do that to a young QB. We did it with Mitchell Trubisky. We've seen it happen. You don't do that. In my opinion, I think the Patriots are doing it with Mac Jones. You do not do that to a young QB. So he gave his QB confidence. He made a decision. He's rolling with it. I like it. But the storylines that came up with whether we should trade him were well-founded. And it was something that we should have considered. And I do not blame the media or anyone in Chicago who thought of it. If Ryan Poles thought that, hey, maybe we should, he's did his job as a GM. And we should applaud him for doing his job, doing his due diligence, hopefully, and making a decision.
Here's where I think we disagree most, right? Like I understand the business of football that comes into play. I understand, right, the Chicago Bears having to go out there and having to, you got to do your due diligence, right? If you're not going to do your due diligence, what are you doing as a GM? I understand taking the calls. I understand going out there and listening to teams that might have even wanted to get Justin Fields out of you. But the reality of the situation is, you have a quarterback that at times thrived last season with his play on the field. While it may not have turned into wins, 110%, it didn't turn into wins. We won 3 games. We were a terrible football team as a whole. You win 3 games, right? You're not gonna get much argument on me on if we're a good football team or not. We were a terrible football team. But I think here's the thing that you have to look at, right? Like when you're looking at the Chicago Bears, you are looking at a quarterback coming in that thrived when we all literally go, this team was horrible. This team had holes at every position. This team literally had wide receivers whose only job is to catch. That could not do that at every wide receiver that you looked at. You had a bunch of dudes that, I'm going to be honest with you, I said this in a video the other day. If we weren't Bears fans, we could not name as a random fan who's on the Chicago Bears wide receiver core. They probably could only give you Chase Claypool because they know that the trade went down for a second-round pick that turned into the first. At the end of the day, the thing is, you don't want to take step backwards at positions that you feel confident in. It's not like the Bears can't go into this and maintain the fact that they're able to go get draft capital. It's not like the Bears can't go into this situation and still be able to come out with a slew of picks that are going to change how this organization is going to be put forward. The thing that I look at with Justin Fields and how he played, and the reason that I'm okay with Ryan Poles making this decision, like you said, right, is because he made a decision. You're now rolling with Justin. You know that that's your guy moving forward. Now you can assess the fact that you're going into coming out of the draft combine, I should say. That's all going to be this week. And you're going to be able to look at a lot of guys and understand what your draft board realistically is. There's guys that are going to be on this list. Ryan Poles talked about it that could have injury concerns. You feel like, right, you can trade back to Carolina at 9. You can get a really nice player in Burns, right? Like that's been the topic that a lot of people have talked about. We can go get this guy. We can rebuild the team with this, and we can have this pick and this pick and this. You got to have players that you feel like are worth that pick. And so that's why I'm okay with him coming out and saying this week, because guess what? Now you know that the pick is available. Now you know Justin Fields is off the table. Now, even the fact that we're talking about trading this pick early, right? I have said, right, and Ryan Poles came out and explained it. I have said I thought that bringing this up early was a little too early. Like, dog, we could have waited a little longer and maybe got some more value. But Ryan Poles brought up the point that you've got to understand what you've got, and you can go into free agency now knowing, hey, we're going into free agency probably with our draft capital. We're not probably talking about a trade being happening this week during the combine, but once you know what guys you're going after, then you can go into the next week and be like, okay, now we know what kind of trade we're going to make. Now we know what kind of moves we're going to make. Now we know what kind of deal we're going to make. This is why we're going to be able to go out here and sign this guy, because we're going to get him in the draft. And I think
I respect it.
I like the move that Ryan Poles.
I mess with it. I mess with it.
Is again, you have a game plan, and you're actually sticking to your guns. He said we're going to build through the draft. We have all this extra capital to get some veterans there, so he's sticking to his guns. I love it.
I mean, I
don't like the fact that he chose. Now, here's the thing. Now, here's where the hot seat comes for Poles. If we're going to be honest, and I know we got to get to the next topic. If you go through this draft and you make the same mistake you did last time, we are going to have it out. The fans are going to turn on you quickly. I want you to understand. They have how many mock draft boards have us picking another defensive end or somebody as number 1? Now, mind you, I know what you're saying. You got a high pick, you get the best player available. However, the Chicago Bears need an O-line. And there is 2, maybe 3 offensive tackles, O-linemen, that are in the top 15.
I don't mean to cut you off.
If you roll out of that joint with a defensive end, we're gonna have a problem.
Just to add to your point,
I don't think you will, because I think at the end of the day, like you said, you do have to take the best player available if you're that high, and the picks that the Bears are going to be able to get back, like they're going to get a large draft compensation. Your first pick's probably going to be a defensive guy, and you still probably can go get an offensive lineman. You still probably,
and this is the thing. Hold on, no. But to add to Pat's point though, this year's draft, I'm telling y'all right now, very it's tackles and tight ends. Just keep it straight like that. It could be a title of it. It could be a title of an album. I'm telling you, tackles and tight ends is It's gonna be a lot of them, so they'll be
sound like a wild album by Snoop Dogg in the 90s.
I can see somebody dropping that, but nah.
Snoop on that.
Tackles and tight ends.
Hey man, we gotta keep it moving.
Tight ends, man.
Hey, take that however you want, baby. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Chicago Bears making the decision to announce that they're all in on Justin Fields here, and they're probably looking to move this first pick. Was it too early? Is it too late? Who do you think they're going to draft? Let us know in the comments below. I want to keep this thing moving along, man, because I'm really intrigued on this second topic because the Discord got spicy. I love when the Discord gets spicy. It's the reason I made the Discord. I'm not going to lie to you. The conversation on Lamar Jackson is an interesting conversation because there are many people that feel like Lamar Jackson should not be paid what he's asking for. And there's the other side of the fence that feel like Lamar Jackson is absolutely worth the money he's asking for and hasn't been invested in. So we bring this to the Breeze, little Breeze Court of Law. Boys, present the case that was in the Discord on beef.
Go ahead, kid.
Should or shouldn't Lamar Jackson be paid? I'm gonna sit back real quick on this. I ain't gonna stop with you.
Lamar Jackson shouldn't get paid a fully guaranteed contract, Deshaun Watson type money, because he isn't a Deshaun Watson type player. I know that's not a sexy name to say nowadays because everybody wants to sit there and talk about the legal troubles, but as a football player, no. Like, the Browns got desperate. They made a move, but if we have to sit there and just go purely off talent, there's not a football analyst right now that would sit there and say that Deshaun Watson at his peak that we saw wasn't the best QB in the league. He just absolutely had no team around him. Mind you, with no team around him, them trading away his number one receiver, guess what that man still goes out and do? I think it was like nearly 5,000 yards or some change right there.
Led the league in
nearly
passing.
close to, right? Had a bunch of touchdowns go with it. No O-line. In fact, I believe Pat just put me on game, and I had to go watch it again. He had tight ends blocking for him almost every game.
Hey, it was so bad.
Man had literally nothing.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know, again, the only reason why we don't give him more credit. Go ahead.
I said it's not even an exaggeration. Literal tight ends.
Nope. Yep.
Every game.
Oh, that's true.
So let's get this straight. Now, I get it. MVP, he did that. He had that season. Nice flash in the pan. But since then, it's been tapering down every single season. You haven't finished the last 2 seasons healthy. Why am I giving you 230 guaranteed? Now, his camp has come out and saying, this is thanks to Stephen A., that they didn't ask for a fully guaranteed contract, but the Baltimore Ravens did give him 130. I do think that that's kind of low. I do think he should get a Kyler Murray contract because that's what he is. That's what he's worth. And then even then, it's, are you going to be available? And are you going to use the weapons around you? You can't sit there and use the whole moniker. Well, he's not. He has no one to throw to when your coach is having to literally designed runs for you because that's your skill set. That man has 12,000 yards for his career. He's been in the league about 4 or 5 seasons. Do you know that he and Mitchell Trubisky have the same amount of yards?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, let's play Who's That Pokemon? You ready? Let's do this.
Go ahead. Let's go.
Let's play Who's
go.
That Pokemon? I'm going to give you 3 stats. I want you to find Lamar Jackson. 28. This is going to use last year's stats because this year will be very easy to point out. Game difference. So I want to go do some equivalency. All right. You ready?
Go ahead.
2,882 yards, 64% completion rate, 16 touchdowns, 13 INTs. Versus, again, we're playing Who's That Pokemon, right?
Wait, this is for what year? This is
last year. It's 2021. Don't look it up. No,
I'm not.
Versus 3,400 yards, 65% completion rate, 20 touchdowns, 15 INTs. Which one's Lamar Jackson?
The second one, but I feel like the first one's Taylor Heineke.
You know what's funny about that? The first one was Lamar Jackson. The second one is Taylor Heineke.
Hey, but I said, Taylor Heineke.
Y'all know I'm big on Taylor Heineke. I think he just deserves an opportunity out here, brother.
Hey, so guess what? I got the man who's sitting there on a second string of Carson Wentz on a 3-year, what was it, $6 million contract. You want 230 guaranteed, but you ain't out battling Taylor Heineke. Don't worry about it. I got another one for you. You ready?
I'm just waiting on when I can go.
You ready? This is this year. 65% completion rate.
Okay.
2,997 yards. 14 touchdowns, 11 INTs. Versus 2,242 yards, 62% completion rate, 17 touchdowns, 7 INTs. Who's Lamar Jackson?
Lamar's the first one. I feel like no. You said 17-7. He's the second one.
17, second one. The first one was Mac Jones.
Yep. Hey, you want to know
By
what
the way,
it is, though?
Mac Jones, who everyone was like, well, he ain't gonna make it, this, that, and the other. Since he's been in the league, in the 2 years he's been in the league, you ready for this? The 2 years Mac Jones has been in the
Go
league.
ahead.
This is interesting. I actually didn't. This kind of tripped me out. Has put up half the entire amount of yards that Lamar Jackson has put up in his 4 to 5 year career.
Mm-hmm.
Now, kid, I did have to do some research on your first stat. Sounds great. Love it. Beautiful. Taylor Heineke played 16 games last year.
Absolutely.
Lamar Jackson
He absolutely did. Here's the question.
Lamar Jackson played 12.
The best ability is what?
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm just saying we can't compare.
Best ability is what?
We can't compare games that one played 4 more games than the other one.
Gotcha. Guess what? I can't compare Lamar Jackson to anybody for the last 2 years because he ain't been available for the last 5 games. So I have to get as close as possible. I chose people you wouldn't even be looking for as a starting quarterback for your team if you're looking for a quarterback right now. And guess what? Both of them still outplayed him. Even if you go from the game by game and stop at 12, it's neck and neck. I do you one better. Again, who is Mac Jones throwing to?
Mac Jones.
Tyquan Thornton.
Tyquan who?
Hey, look, the next Bears wide receiver.
Tyquan Thornton, the next Bears wide receiver. Don't they got Aguilar? Don't they got Aguilar?
They have
Aguilar can catch babies, but not footballs. Bro.
Hey, come on now. Hey, by the way, I just wanted to. So can I go now?
Hold on. No, keep going. Who is Mac Jones throwing to? Who is Lamar Jackson throwing to?
They, it's not the same because they don't really got any receivers either.
What system does Mac Jones have?
It's dual tight. It's dual tight. It's dual tight end. Mac Jones have? It's dual tight end. Dual tight end.
What system? Okay, right now, based off their offensive scheme, who has a better opportunity to produce offensively?
Really, neither. They're running 2 DCs on O.
Baltimore. It ain't even close.
They're running 2 DCs on offense in New England.
But here's
guess what?
Here's the thing.
Okay,
go ahead, Ringo. Go ahead. I want to jump in, but Ringo then came with the receipts.
Okay.
I know what he already.
So first of all,
mind you, that's just the first shot I took. I got a whole list. I had a whole clip for you.
Okay, first of all, look. So first of all, because this is the first one in the chamber. Nobody's saying that he's gonna get 230, but close to it should be. They lowballed him by giving him the 130. But the 3 quarterbacks that's on the top of the list.
What's close, Ringo? What's close? He should get 200.
At least 200. If the percentage of offense that he's running when the percentage of offense that he's running when he's in there and the percentage of snaps is absurd. So he should at least be at 200. The other two quarterbacks. I'll let you go, Denver. So the other two quarterbacks that's on the 3 are Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. Kyler Murray, what happened? Got hurt. They was 4-12, but you up there on Hard Knocks doing whatever you doing. Then on top of that, you have Russell Wilson who just got paid and was literal cheeks. Was literal cheeks the whole season. Offensive and defensive line chewing them out, but you sitting up here talking about some Mr. Unlimited because you got time to do that, talking about you working out on a plane while everybody else sleep. Anyway, whatever. Now let's go to the actual stats, right? I shouldn't get close to the 200. 2019 MVP year, advanced quarterback stats. Tell me what Lamar Jackson was. Out of 32 quarterbacks in the league, where was Lamar Jackson?
I'm not gonna base this conversation off
I answered your
performances 4 years
questions.
ago.
I answered your questions.
I'm not gonna. I'm telling you what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna go back
okay,
4 years for you to sit there and say I
you're
owe you $200 million.
you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. So I'm gonna
I'm
answer
not.
for you. Guess what? 2019, he was number one. This is taking into account everything, even the passing yards. 2020. Guess
If
what?
we did that for Mitchell
Guess what?
Trubisky,
I let you go. I let you go. Guess what? 2020, number 10. Wow. Guess what? 2022, even the games that you say he missed, guess where he still ranked? 15th. Which, by the way,
he went down every year, huh?
But he's still in the top. He's still in the top. But you act,
Ringo,
you
it's only
act
30
like
teams,
you act
dog.
like, but you're acting like you're acting
30,
like
no,
he's not that guy. So then after that, let's just do this. Baltimore, 45-16 when he in the lineup, 8-13 when he's sidelined. The 8-13 when he's sidelined. That last year when Muggs was talking about, hey, Snoop Huntley actually looked solid. 0-5 that year with the games that he missed. And then this year they just went 2-3 again. Translation, I'm him. You're not going to be able to win without a franchise quarterback. You're not going to be able to win without a franchise quarterback.
No, hold on, Pat. Let me do this. Here's my retort to that.
No. Because then after that, if he leaves, you want to know the situation that you got, my guy? You got the situation where the New York Jets were up there telling Derek Carr, who, by the way, has a 63-87 record as a starter, the 63-87, let me say it again, telling him, oh, yeah, you can be a Hall of Famer as a New York Jets quarterback. Stop playing with me.
Let me do this. Don't get louder just to prove your argument.
We came with receipts today.
Don't get louder just to prove your argument. I'm going to help you out real quick.
No, you thought it was finna be a
get
cook
louder
show, and
just to
whole
prove your
time
argument.
it's really
Mind you, this is on
rotisserie
podcast
chicken.
form too, so
It's
they got to
really
be able to hear both
rotisserie
of us.
chicken.
Don't get
It's
louder
really
and prove your
rotisserie
argument.
chicken.
By your definition, you just went there back to 2018, and you just showed that Lamar Jackson got progressively worse each year, but I owe him $200 million.
Okay,
on top of that, Rango,
you
you got the floor. You still talk. You can't talk over me, baby, because I'm about to kill you. I understand it hurts, but the reality of it is, you know what you just described right now? You just pretty much said, oh, this is my record with you on the field. This is without. You know who else could say that? Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
I don't think you would ever sit there and
I just gave you his advanced stats.
Here's what I will say.
Let me. Can I finish what I was saying though? I got your advanced stats, but your advanced stats are very skewed, and you can skew numbers to tell a story. But you just said
they're not though, because these are the percentages of bro. When he's
don't
on
get
the
mad,
field,
get glad,
when he's
baby.
on
Just
the
finish.
field, they're winning games.
Don't mad, get glad. All I'm saying is this: I heard you out. And here's the thing: when you, this is how I know I cooked you already, because you ain't letting me finish. Right now, all I gotta say is Jimmy G, and half the world is gonna be like, Jimmy G do got a 700 over 700 win percentage.
They solid. Who is Lamar throwing to?
Again,
you giving me Mark Andrews?
Again.
No. Hold on. You giving me Mark
Again.
Andrews? I heard
Hold
Devin
on.
Duvernay, and I heard Rashad Bateman.
I hear what you're saying.
J.K. Dobbins just got back.
I hear what you're saying.
You got two
but by your own admission,
and an all-pro tight end.
By your own admission,
blocking for Jimmy G.
By your own admission,
blocking for
you
Jimmy
just
G.
read off that Lamar Jackson got progressively worse and didn't finish 2 seasons.
This ain't helping you. This is hurting you.
I'm not hurt at all. Because guess what?
I'm really cooking you.
Might I interject into the beat? I hate that I'm in the middle. I feel like,
hey, no. Hey, listen, we could be civilized. This man wants to yell and scream. This ain't love and hip hop.
Nah, because
this ain't love and hip hop. Calm down.
I can't wait.
Here's what I'll say. Here's the one thing that I will say. Both of y'all, in a sense, are right. The Baltimore Ravens do have better offensive opportunity with Lamar Jackson. But where Ringo is right is they have a better offensive opportunity because it's Lamar Jackson. And the thing that I'll say with that is the fear that you have to deal with quarterbacks that are like Lamar Jackson, with quarterbacks that are run first, with quarterbacks that have shown an ability to pass, but maybe you are like, that's not the thing that you do best, is you over rely on their greatest talent. and you under rely on the thing that they can come out and do. When Lamar Jackson won MVP, not only was he the best runner in the NFL, and I believe he broke Mike Vick's record that year, maybe came a little short of that. I believe he broke Mike Vick's record that year. He also outpassed Pat Mahomes and every other quarterback in the NFL. The thing that I will say is that there has been a lack of passing from Lamar Jackson, but you also have to take into account there's also a lack of allowing Lamar to pass the football. There's also a lack of investing in an offensive line for Lamar. There's also a lack of investing in weapons for Lamar Jackson, to the point where you weren't even willing to invest in the weapon that was just kind of good on his team, that went to another team and became their number 3 option on the team. Maybe their number 4 in a lot of senses until once DeAndre Hopkins came back. But I think that that's more so, to me, that's the issue that needs to be addressed. Like, we can talk about paying Lamar all day. That's fine. The biggest problem to me here is the fact that the Baltimore Ravens aren't willing to build a team around a quarterback.
When you say he outpassed, what stat are you reading?
That's all I'm saying.
What do you
mean?
You
say he outpassed Patrick Mahomes, specifically Patrick Mahomes.
He led the NFL.
Are you saying he had more passing touchdowns?
He led the NFL.
Because I can tell you what happened. He ran all the way to the one. He threw a 5-yard.
Hey, it don't matter how it get done, though.
Hey, listen, Pat Mahomes. Let's not act like Pat Mahomes doesn't also run the football. Like,
no,
Pat Mahomes
does.
Pat Mahomes can get himself to the one as well.
But you know what Pat Mahomes does along with running the football? He facilitates and gets the football to people so they can be who they need to be.
100%. But here's the thing. He still led the NFL in passing touchdowns. And if you would go back and look at him, actually, a lot of them were like, I'm finna dot you up deep over the middle. I'm finna dot you up deep coming down the right side. It's not just like, absolutely. I think that there is an argument to be said. I don't know, 230, right? Like, he said he didn't ask for a fully guaranteed. To me, 130 is disrespectful. You came to him with a disrespectful contract. You basically came to him with a contract that said, we really don't want to sign you, but we have to offer you money so that we don't look bad in the media. And so then when people come to us, they can say they tried to give him money, but he didn't want to take the money. 130 is disrespectful. Very similar to how, right, like, it's on the same level to me as how Ryan Poles.
How much guaranteed money does Patrick Mahomes have?
It don't matter. That's the market.
Answer the question.
But what I'm saying is it not the market? Is it not the market?
The question.
Is it not the market?
Answer
is it not the market?
You're not answering. If you're not answering my question, we ain't going nowhere. Answer my question.
What's the market? What's the market?
Answer my question.
Patrick Mahomes got his money after Deshaun or before Deshaun Watson's contract, and you are a big proponent of that is the price that the market has set. Now, I don't think he should get a Deshaun Watson contract because I believe that Deshaun Watson contract.
No. I even said it in the beginning of this episode that the Browns got desperate and they needed to make a move.
Oh yeah, no,
they don't outlier. Set the market.
The deal is an outlier.
Now, if you're sitting there saying, "Hey, there's several QBs that make that type of money," that's different. That's the market. This is the market right now. Is what Kyler Murray got.
Okay,
that's the market. That's where everyone is kind of landing in between that range right there.
Get 230, but to sum it all up, I say this.
Resume to go after anything. Kyler said, "You guys don't have. You're in a bad." Kyler got his contract because he said, "There's a bad quarterback draft coming up. You're not in a position to go get any of the quarterbacks. You have no draft capital to go get any of the quarterbacks."
They gave him 230,
and so I'm gonna. But the difference is,
was it 180 guaranteed?
But the difference is, Kyler said, "I'm gonna leave."
190.
The difference is, Kyler said, "I'm gonna leave if y'all
put them in a jail."
And that would have just set the franchise back more. It's easier to pay him with the de-escalators and stuff like that that's in the contract than it is for you to go out there and try and find a quarterback right now.
And this is the thing too. And this is my point.
You want me to actually let you talk?
What is the purpose?
You want me to let you talk?
What is the purpose?
You see how annoying that gets? You want me to let you talk?
It don't matter.
You want me to let you talk? You want me to let you talk?
It don't matter. I'm still saying.
No. It's just next time we get on this thing. Don't avoid the cook show. Allow the other person to talk just like you want to.
What is the purpose? What is the purpose of having a dual threat quarterback if I'm only using one of the threats?
While I love this debate, and we could have this debate all day, we do have a job to do later today. We do have to go call Chicago Bulls.
Call this game, man.
But we do want to know from you guys, man. We want you guys to let us know in the comments below how you feel about the Lamar Jackson debate. You see it got heated. Unfortunately, we couldn't
get to Goran Dragic.
Couldn't get to the Goran Dragic conversation. Basically, Goran was waived today. Thank you for coming through and trying. It didn't work out. But appreciate you guys for showing love to the channel as always, man. Want to hear how you guys feel in the comments below. Let us know how you guys feel about Justin Fields. Let us know, guys, how you guys feel. I had a stroke right there. I saw that. Let us know how you guys feel.
You cool?
The Lamar Jackson conversation as well as the Millers, bro. Got me tips? Not at all. It's like a wine cooler with beer flavor. But as always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again to continue watching our Chicago sports content. Click the links on the screen or the links in the description below. For the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, he's over there. And the man, the myth, the legend, Stefan the Don, he's over there. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.